Perfect. So welcome to Role Play Day today. I'm pretty excited for this class only because today it's not like I'm going to tell you the situation. I have little pieces of paper with numbers on them. And so what we're going to do is we'll choose them. The situations can make sense if you choose the correct numbers. They are randomly selected, and so if you choose, number one of each, that doesn't mean it's going to make sense. So today is going to be quite interesting, and whatever situation you are given, that's what you're given. Any questions before we start?
It's a bit
Doesn't
scary.
sound like it. I know. Well, maybe I'll have Rafa and Ken go first, and that way you can kind of, get into it a little bit. So actually what I have here for today is you don't have to look at me the entire class either. I have this, just a document that's very simple about role play. Okay, so I have the who, what, where subjects, and then I thought if you want, here we can put some vocabulary to use, okay? We don't have to, but maybe to get ideas. So let's start with Ken and Rafa. We'll let Marco just relax a little bit, okay? So let's see, Ken. Actually, Marco, why don't you help us out? Marco, tell us a number 1 to 4. Oh, now you can't see me choose these. Hold on, let me just stop screen sharing for a second. So I have 4 pieces of paper, and this is for who? So Marco, please give me a number 1 to 4, please.
Is it my responsibility to choose the right?
You can help me choose.
Okay.
Yes. No.
Number two. Number 2.
Okay. Can you see these? I don't know if you can see these very well, but number 2 is this one.
Number 2.
So this is client and manager. Not that you can see this.
Yeah.
Client and manager. Perfect. Okay, so that will be, I'll put that on. Now, Ken, I'm going to have you choose the what, and this is the situation. So again, 1 to 4, these are different. Not that you can see that they're different, but they are. Ken, 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Okay, 1.
All right, the what is an insurance policy problem. Okay, so far we client manager, insurance policy problem. That works out. Rafa, last one, the where. Where are we going to have this conversation or topic? Okay. 1, 2, 3, or 4, please, Rafa. I think, actually, Marco, can you turn on? Yeah, mute, thanks. Rafa, 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2.
2. Oh, this one's going to make sense. At the office building. Okay, so let me just put these back in their spots. I will go ahead and share my screen again. Oh, sure, and now it went away. One moment. Now here. There it is, document 1 and share. So the who, we have a client and manager. Okay, so you two will have to decide who is who. Then we have an insurance policy problem. And then where is at the office building. Okay, so this could be at the insurance company. This maybe you work at the insurance company. It's at the original office building, and I spelled building incorrect. There we go. Okay, and so we kind of have to decide what's going on here. So Ken and Rafa, please tell me who would like to be the client and who would like to be the manager. Obviously, the client has a problem, and the manager will have to solve the problem. Okay, so that's part of this. And obviously, it's an insurance policy problem, so it depends on what kind of insurance that we need. And then where the situation is just kind of how we start the conversation. Once we get started, then the role play becomes normal in every situation. Okay, so do we have any questions about vocabulary or anything like that that we want to talk about first? Marco, you can also ask some questions if you want to maybe help the guys out, okay? Any vocabulary questions?
Oh.
Thanks, Marco.
A lot of them.
You do? Okay. Do you have any specific questions that I can help with? No? Well, let me see here. For vocabulary, for example, maybe a report, you have to fill out a report. So that could be a word. Anything else? Let me see if you're typing, I can't see it. Nope. What would you need if you have an insurance policy problem? Probably need your contract. Let's see. Insurance broker? I'm not sure what the person is called. Well, I mean, if you don't need any help, I really can't think of any liability. That's a good word. Okay, liability. Let me see. What about guarantee as well? Okay, basically that kind of seems like that's an, I don't know. There's really not. It depends on which way this is going. So between Ken and Rafa, who would like to be the client and who would like to be the manager? Do you have any preference at all?
I want to be a client this time.
Perfect. So we'll put Ken here and then Rafa as the manager. All right. So I'm going to mute myself. If you need me, it's easier. Why don't you just go ahead and you can write in the chat box if you have any questions, okay? If needed.
Okay. Okay.
All right, good luck.
Hello.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Rafael
Yes.
from BBB Insurance Company.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'd like to ask some question about your travel insurance, your company's travel insurance. What kind of thing does it cover?
Do you see with us, or is the first time you are calling us?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You have
it is a
policy?
complete first time. Yes, it's the first time to contact with you.
It's the first time.
Yes.
You are calling for information.
Right. I don't know nothing about it.
We have different policies. You're interested in
Okay.
insurance. To repeat your question because I couldn't get it at all.
So sorry, the voice was broken. So could you repeat that again?
Are you asking about for your car or policies?
Yes, I traveled to Spain this summer, so I need some insurance for traveling there. So just a general information about the travel insurance your company at the beginning.
Perfect. I get it. Are going to Spain.
Right.
Are you going with your family?
Yes, I go there with my friends, not my family, but several people.
Do you need only one policy or 3 or more policies?
Actually, I don't have any travel insurance now.
For how long are you going to be there in Spain?
I think I stay Spain 1 week, and then I go to Britain 1 week. So I need insurance for 2 weeks.
Perfect. How old are you, if you don't mind, please? The price, uh, if you are
Yes,
an adolescent. Or
yes. I'm 35.
35. Okay, perfect. And do you want a complete insurance policy with your baggage? Are you going to rent a car in Britain or in Spain? And do you want any kind of insurance for your car, or only in case of lost baggage or health insurance?
I think, yeah, I'd like to rent a car there. So, yeah, rent a car insurance, also medical insurance and baggage insurance. Such kind,
Perfect.
do you have such kind of package insurance for travel?
Yeah, we have a whole package trying to assure you about your travel, your mental issues you can have there. Also, we can cover in 2 or more countries in different continent. The whole insurance would be the best for you, and it's very cheap because right now we are having an offer
Oh,
about 35 euros. Could be perhaps with the discount
mhm.
the
So
30 well,
30,
300 euros with a complete
300 euros,
insurance. Mm.
which covers rental car package and medical cost, whole medical cost.
All medical
That,
costs
if it happens.
can
Also,
find in case, just in case
okay.
you need to go to the doctor. It's all included, even if
Mhm.
you could be go to the hospital,
Oh,
all
I see.
the
Also,
problems
I'd like to ask, if I call the ambulance, is it free there in Spain?
yeah,
Ambulance.
is it,
'Cause,
could you repeat because I couldn't
ah,
hear you?
if I call the ambulance in Spain, is it
Yeah,
free? Okay, that's nice.
yeah, it's involved in your disease is included. Ambulance also, if you want have dental issues
Mhm.
with
Oh,
your
but
medical,
I'm a foreigner there, so maybe I have to pay for the medical cost, right?
you mustn't
Oh,
pay.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow, that's nice.
everything is involved.
Wow, that's nice.
Health
So,
insurance.
mhm. Oh, that's nice. So maybe in if so, maybe I don't have to get medical insurance there, right? I don't know the exact system of Spain, medical system of Spain.
Mm, as far as I know,
Mhm.
if you are a tourist, you don't have any kind of insurance company
Mm.
to in Spain. No, you need to have this kind of coverage in
Mhm.
your insurance.
I see. So, but I need to go to UK, but I don't know the UK system as well. But anyway, yeah, I think about it, and yeah, think it about this, and how can I apply this insurance? Is it available via internet, or how can I do
Yes,
to apply?
you can. You is totally possible to on the internet, and also if you are interested, if you send me or tell me right now
Mhm.
your email, I can
Mhm.
send you all the information
Mhm.
about the insurance. Also, if you have any problems, you can call
Mhm.
me,
Okay. Yeah.
or if can
I see that.
make
Yeah.
a reservation, a pre-reservation right
Okay,
now if you want.
that's fine. Yeah, that's
Because
fine.
the
Also,
offer,
if you send the kind of
there is only the offer.
Mhm.
If you are interested,
Mm.
I recommend
Yeah. So yeah, please
to
send me
get it.
please send me the email, and my email address is blah 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 blah. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well,
all
very good. Let me see. There's one thing I wanted to look at for changing the grammar for a correction here. So I'll just say hello for a second. I'm back. Oh, and Ismail is here. Hello. Nice to see you today. Good. Yeah, Marco, you did pretty good, didn't they? I should say they did very good. Lots of good information. You know, the travel part is difficult because I know here there's free healthcare in Spain, and with tourists as well. Sure, exactly how it works out either. I now have my own insurance.
You mustn't say.
Right, I know you won't pay for it, but where does the money come from? Because if, you know, a lot of tourists get hurt here, then I'm helping pay for it, basically, and Rafa too. So, but no, it's a good question. I'm not sure exactly where the lines are there. So very good. Good. So Marco, do you have any questions now that you were listening to that? They did very well.
No, I just like I wrote on the chat box. I only have to say that they were good to make that pretense, no, of being a client, a manager, and I do think it could be also difficult in our own language, because if it's not your really job, no, you also you don't know exactly the words to use in that case. Of course, it's most difficult in English for us, but even in my language, it would be difficult. So, my best compliments to both of them.
Very good. Well, thanks, Marco. So, Ismail, I have to ask you, are you able to do a role play today with Marco?
No.
Or do you have to work?
Only I want to listen because suddenly my patient comes. You know, I am working now. Only
perfect. No
I
problem.
want to listen your conversation, your role play. Okay.
Perfect. No problem. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you.
Okay, good. So, what we'll do is we'll pick the next role play. So, Marco, it's your turn. And then we have either Rafa or Ken. So, we kind of have to decide, but we can wait if you want. So, actually, Ismail, if you're here, can you tell me a number 1, 3, or 4? Choose 1, 3, or 4. Which one?
No, I don't want. I don't want. I said you.
No, just choose. Only tell me one thing.
One.
Number 1.
Only choose. I think. I understand.
Okay, that's perfect. No more. I won't ask you any more questions.
I hope you have chosen well.
We have a telephone operator and a homeowner.
Oh.
Okay, so telephone operator and a homeowner. So Ken and Rafa, start thinking about who wants to do this with Marco. Marco, how about a number? We have, what is this? 2, 3, and 4.
4.
A coworker stole something you saw. Okay, this is not making a lot of sense, but that's okay. That's why we're doing this today. And let's have Rafa choose. We have 1, 3, and 4 here. What do you prefer? 1, 3, or 4?
4, 2.
You're at the cafeteria. So let me go ahead and put this in chart here. Just a second. There's the document. Okay, so this one we don't know. Which one do you prefer to be, the telephone operator or the homeowner? You saw your coworker. No. And okay, so Marco, which do you prefer? The telephone operator or homeowner?
Difficult choice, but I don't know. Homeowner.
All right, sounds good. All right, and so now we have between Ken and Rafa. Who would like to participate in this one? This one's going to be a challenge because it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, right.
Which is part of the fun for today.
Exactly, because I don't know what that does mean. Homeowner by looking at something, I could work steal something.
Well, it'll have to be the opposite. The telephone operator will have to have seen something. And then the homeowner maybe is a friend, for example. Okay?
Okay.
So we can change things a little here, all right, to make it
a bit informal.
Yes.
Situation.
That's fine. So Rafa or Ken, do you have a preference? Would you like to participate or do you prefer not to? Rafa, would you?
I take that.
You take.
I get the shot or something like that.
Yeah. You'll take a shot? All right then. I'll take a shot. Not of alcohol. This is take a shot is take it, the chance, right?
Yeah.
Take a chance. Good. Perfect. So let me go ahead and write. Whoops. Where'd you go? Rafa. Great. So, Rafa, you saw a coworker steal something. And so now you have to explain to Marco what's happening or what happened or explain the situation. And you're at the cafeteria, so you are face to face. Okay? So you're eating as well as this is happening. Okay? Any questions? Is there anything we need to talk about for vocabulary before you start?
My role is limited because homeowner, I don't know what can do to solve that question.
Well, that's your home will be your
no, but I'll try to do my best. Maybe giving some fair suggestions. I don't know what
exactly.
what is going to do, but what is going to do this role play.
Exactly. Well, the homeowner doesn't mean anything in this case. If it were for a different situation, the insurance one actually went with this one.
Friend, so. Probably a friend.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, ready. So any questions before we start? Well, before you two start.
Vocabulary, I don't know what kind of vocabulary could be helpful in this case, but we have to improvisate, no? To
improvise.
Improvise.
Exactly. Well, again, it depends on the situation. So if I know the situation, we could talk about something, but it's really not a problem, okay, if we don't have any vocabulary. So perfect. Well, I'll leave you two alone here and go ahead and you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. I am ready. I am all ears for you. Please start.
We are face to face.
Yeah.
Hello, Marco. How are you doing?
Oh, well, I was watching a movie. What's happened to you, Rafa? Tell me.
Oh, I have a lot of problem right now, but
Oh,
I
sir.
need your advice. I need your advice because I've been having a problem. But first of all, do you want
Yeah.
some coffee or do you want some beer?
Yes. Thanks. You are very nice. I really appreciate a tasty coffee because you know I am Italian and we are very fond of coffee. So
Perfect, perfect.
thanks. Thank you so much.
Two, two coffees, please.
Yes.
I've been having I having a problem with my coworker.
Oh,
I can tell you
yes. Of course. I am really
because
curious to get to know
yeah,
what
uh,
is your problem. Please start.
mm, I
Your
have okay. I have
okay.
a dilemma.
Mm,
What I do because I saw my coworker
mm.
stealing
Yeah.
a printer from my job position, from my job
For you.
office.
Oh,
You
wow.
know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. That's a terrible situation because I know I lived in the past a similar situation like you lived in your office and it's not a very comfortable moment to look at or to see, especially if I don't know. But are you friends of that coworker or is a simple acquaintance?
I have a important relationship with him,
Mm.
but I don't know what to do because I am asking you as a homeowner, what do you do in this kind of case if
Yeah.
you find someone stealing from your
Mm.
home?
Yes,
What
as I said to you earlier, I lived something similar in the past in my workplace. I saw not a coworker, but you know, I work in a hospital. I am a nurse, and I saw a relative, a patient relative, stealing some syringes and goes from our nursing room. You know, that situation are really difficult to deal with. So my first advice, my first suggestion for you is to be careful with the words because you can hurt no him. So
Mhm,
I
mhm.
I, I I'd like to suggest to you to have some research by asking to other co-workers if that the person is believing some family problem or problems or other kind of bad situation before starting to try to
Yeah,
asking him something. That's my first advice.
I think if I talk with them, with my coworkers, uh, anything about this issue or making a metaphor or
Mm.
what is going to happen, I think I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. I think I perhaps the cat is going out of the
Yeah,
bag and
yeah,
everything,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everyone
No,
could
no, no.
could
I
hurt.
know. I, I,
Um,
I know
could
your
imagine.
position is not so easy. But my second advice could be this one: try to call him, no, that co-worker you saw stealing something, and try to talk to him in a private, no, in a private room,
Yeah,
or only you and him, not in front of other people, and
yeah.
try to ask in a delicate, in a delicate mode, in a delicate way, that you saw something that is not good for him, and waiting for his answer, and that's what you could do.
Yeah. The problem could be if I talk with him and later on boss tell me what's happened with the printer. What do you know anything about the printer? And I don't know.
Yeah.
How can answer this
You
question?
should start in a general way, because of course at the first you could go to your boss, for example, and pointing out the situation, but I bet for him would be the worst situation, because probably he could go to be sacked off, from his job. So if you really take care of him, I suggest at the first to call him in a private room, in a private place, and put him in his responsibilities. That's my first suggestion for you.
Thank you. I appreciate because I think it could be the best way to deal with it, and I'll do in that way with my. Thank you.
Yes, because especially in this difficult moment, in this economical crisis, losing a job is a very tough situation to live, and before starting to complain to your boss, I'd like to discover why he did so. No, probably he has a big problem and he doesn't know how to sort it out. If you take care of him, I try to do that.
Yeah, as a nurse, as you told me, you are very empathetic with the people, and for this reason, I asking you this kind of advice. Thank you very
so
much
for appreciating my character, my personality, and whenever you want, my number, phone. You feel free to call me.
Okay, thank you very much, Marco.
No, you're welcome. Have a nice day.
Okay, have a nice day.
Okay, well, very good. Good situation. I actually have a question. I'd like to know what Ken would do in that situation, because I understand Marco saying, hey, they probably have a bigger problem, something else is going on. But just because they have a bigger problem, does it mean that it's okay to still steal something? So let's talk about that.
But before shouting and ranting and raving, I do think, especially of course, if the robber or the theft was your co-worker, I would be very careful to shout his name or her name. Of course, if the robber or the theft was a stranger, is completely different. You have to call the police. You have to call your boss or something that is superior of you. But for a co-worker, probably I try to embody myself in something, in someone else, because every one of us could be in some unexpected problem and having some behavior that is not normally for them. So.
Well, my question again still is just because if you're a coworker or a stranger, I still think that the action is still the same. And for me, personally, if you steal something, you steal something. Before you steal something, maybe there's something else you could do. Maybe you could ask the bank for a loan. You could ask family or friends for money, something like that before you start stealing. So for me personally, I think it's I mean, I consider myself a nice person as well, but if someone's stealing something, honestly, I'd probably ignore it until maybe a situation came up where the people are looking for information. Has anyone seen anything? At that point, I would come clean and tell my boss what I knew, okay? Until then, I probably wouldn't say anything. So that's not really good either. So I don't think there's not a correct situation in this situation, I don't think. Rafa, what do you think?
Perhaps I am more in your side, because it's a kind of difficult trouble to deal with. Stealing a lot of things. Perhaps right now it's a printer, but later could be your wallet, and later could be another problem related with this. Perhaps we are only imagining this situation, but there are a lot of real situations with the problems.
Exactly. Continue.
No. I was remembering one guy ago that was stealing to his coworkers.
Stealing from his coworker.
Yeah, a lot of money. There were a lot of people that said, I lost 50 euros, and I lost 30 euros. I don't know where is it. And the co-worker was stealing it. You know what I mean? And a difficult situation for everyone.
If that had happened, I definitely would talk to the people that the money was stolen from, and then, maybe kind of all together confront this person so they felt embarrassed at the moment. Now, I know here in Spain there are so many people. I mean, a couple years ago, I didn't have very much money, but, you do what you have to do, and little by little you can, well, at least me, I know teaching English is a completely different category here in Spain to teach jobs, and I know my husband's unemployed right now. It's either work in a restaurant or a hotel, basically, lots of hours and not get paid very well hourly. So, it's not a great situation here. Fortunately, I'm quite lucky. But for others, they're not so lucky. I know it totally depends on the situation. Now, if it's a friend, a coworker, maybe it's a coworker you don't like, then I definitely would tell, right? So maybe they get fired and you never have to work with them again. But, really it comes down to what's the best thing to do for everybody. Just because the person who stole is probably going to get in some trouble, but their actions, it's what they decided to do. So I'd like an opinion from Ken, and then maybe we can do another role play here. Ken, what do you think? What would you have done in that situation?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult problem, very sensitive problem, because we have to work that person. Also, if it was a false accusation, it could be gonna be a big problem. So, but I think nowadays kind of monitor cameras are everywhere. So maybe sooner or later it will be revealed by that monitor camera. So, but maybe at first, maybe I don't say anything about that, probably, because I don't know the situation. Also, I don't know whether it is true or not. So, yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah. Maybe they even bought it, and then there's a lot of different situations, and so just because you saw something doesn't mean that what you saw is the truth. So maybe they didn't steal it. Maybe they literally bought it. Maybe they were taking it away to get it fixed. So where do you start to talk to the person? Hey, so what did you do with that printer? I need it, for example, something like that. You can easily say, but I would definitely keep quiet until something bigger happened. Then, like I said, I would come clean and I would say everything that I knew. But I think it's general. I don't want to say general knowledge, but I think each individual person would rather kind of go like this, you know, and not, and like, I didn't see anything. I don't know what's going on, just because we don't want to get involved. So very difficult situation there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, Ismail, if you want to type to us about anything, you can, but you don't have to. So what we'll do here is we have time for one more. And so Marco and Ken, that's you. Sorry, Marco, you get to try again, which will be good. So, Marco, since you're unmuted, please, we're doing the who number 3 or 4? 3 or 4?
3.
It's probably the better one. The other one was a husband and wife situation. So this is employee boss. Not that you can see that. I changed it. Okay, so employee boss we have. Rafa, 3 or 2? 2 or 3? This actually makes sense. Rafa, 2 or 3, please. Rafa, you're muted if you don't think you are. Maybe Rafa's having problems. Ismail, 2 or 3? What number, 2 or 3? I can't see anything. Do you want to write? Can you type
3.
it for me?
3, yes. 3.
Perfect. Okay. So employee boss, you lost your job. That actually makes sense. And Ken will do the last one. I almost said that. I almost read the 2. 1 or 3? Both of these will make sense.
3.
Okay. So you are employee boss. You lost your job at your office. Okay. So let's delete this. We'll put employee. We'll delete Rafa, as Rafa is not participating in this one. Homeowner is now the boss. We don't know who's doing that yet. Now, you lost your job and your office. So your office will be the person who's participating. And so let me go ahead and screen share this. I forgot to do that before I started typing. Okay, perfect. So between Ken and Marco, why don't you choose? Marco, do you prefer to be the employee or the boss? Are you going to fire someone or be fired?
For my character, normally I would like to be employee.
Okay, perfect. So Ken, you're the boss? Employee is
okay, I try.
You'll do just fine here. So I'm going to mute myself. Good luck.
Please, Ken, don't be too strict.
Yeah, sure. So you, I don't know the exact situation. The person have already been. I already lost the job.
Well,
or I have to tell about that.
You have to fire Marco. The situation is you lost your job, so the employee is going to lose the job. Okay.
The problem is mine, not yours.
Okay, I got it. So,
okay.
Cool. Okay. Hello, Mr. Marco.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Ken. I know you are busy. You have a lot of work to do. And sorry for my compliance, but I am here to beg you and your company because probably it's not your fault, but some of your managers in your company. But yesterday I got a letter from your firm that in which it was written that you fired my position in your factory. but you know, my wife still doesn't work, and I have 3 children. One of them has some problems. So I absolutely I need for to that work. I need of that work. So please try to have some compassionate.
Okay, yeah, let me clear about this at the beginning. Actually, I didn't made that I didn't make that decision actually, and actually, I don't have a kind of power to make a decision the about that. Actually, kind of human resource department. It was
Yes.
human resource department decision. So yeah, I understand your situation now, and I'd like to ask them to recheck uh, about your work achievement,
Yes.
or yeah, that's what I can do now.
Yeah, and I just thank you so much deeply from the bottom of my heart. But you know me quite well, no?
Yeah.
I've been working for your factory for long years.
Mm. Yeah, exactly.
I have always been a loyal employee. So I can't understand why yesterday I got
Yeah.
that letter. I know we are believing some economical crisis, but I don't want to point out to other workers. But my situation is worse compared to younger your employees, for example. My wife still doesn't work. I have 3 children. So please, I beg you, reconsiderate, try to think deeply about my position, because I do need
Yes.
of this job.
Yes, current situation is actually corporate culture changed. So current situation is somewhat hard for workers. Actually, I know you're hardworking and you dedicate this company for long years. So I ask the human resource department people to
Thanks,
change this
thanks.
decision. Yeah, that's what I can promise now, but I don't know whether they can change the decision or not. I'm not sure about that. That's what I can tell and do for you now.
Oh,
So
oh, I have to thank you the same, because I know your position is the highest in the factory. But if you want, I do think you could change my situation. But of course, I don't want to push you any decision in advance. You have to talk to your managers. But
yeah, sure.
I really, you have to believe me. I always worked very hard, and I don't know why it happened. This kind of things to me. Probably I don't know, or I don't know, something of my superiors
Ah,
have been offended, but I don't know
yeah.
what I can uh, have have done. Really,
Yes.
I was completely surprised, and you can imagine, I am really shattered
Yes.
from this decision. Please reconsider my situation.
Okay.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your words. tomorrow.
Okay, I do recommend you to keep your position, and yeah, that's what I can do now. So
Okay, thank you so much in
yeah,
advance, and have a nice day, please.
yeah, have a nice day.
Don't
Perfect.
give up.
Boss lady here. So good. Yeah, you need to set up an appointment with the higher up people. But very good for defending your job. So great job there as well. Thank you everybody for joining today. That's it. And so on Wednesday we'll be discussing the verb to get, as we can use get in many different situations. And that's it for today. So everyone enjoy your day, whatever time it is, wherever you are, and we will see you on Wednesday, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All
It's
right.
been funny.
Bye.
Good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Marco.
Yeah, really, definitely. I was scared, but I was
I'm glad
wrong.
you're not anymore. Good. We'll have to do another one soon, okay? All right. Goodbye, everybody.
And I hope to conserve my job.
I hope so too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I keep my finger crossed. Bye.